Okay, so I tweeted out that I'm gonna be painting right now, so I guess we're doing this. I could have missed my palette a little bit because it's super dry. Let's do that. So I have no idea, guys, how this is gonna turn out at all. It's gonna be a surprise for you, and it's gonna be a surprise for me. You never know with watercolor how anything is gonna look. That's what's fun about it. There we go. See, I have a lot of these little sticky notes with stuff that I could put out, but no, it's fine, everything is fine. I'm already misplacing my brushes and I didn't even start painting it. So guys, tell me if there is some problems with anything, like if you can't hear me or if you can't see or anything like that, just tell me. And if there is something you want to ask, then you can ask me. I'm getting a bit distracted here. Okay. So the palette is getting nice and rehydrated, I guess. It's been a while since I painted, or it feels like it's been a while since I painted. I got that there, little brush. I'll try using 2 water containers today. Usually I just use one and the water gets super dirty, but I'll try to use to not mess up my colors as much as I usually do, but we'll see. I'll probably forget and just use one eventually. I'm hoping I won't spill any water all over my table. It's a risk. It's always a risk with watercolor. So I think I'm gonna just gonna check Twitter quickly to see if it, yeah, it looks fine. Okay, so I'm gonna, exactly, no risk, no fun, just I'm gonna start painting the orange part of the spacesuit, or I guess it's a flight suit, but it's easier to just call it a spacesuit for now. I don't actually know a lot about spacesuits at all, so I'm just faking it until I make it, I guess. Let's see. So I should have some scrap piece of paper somewhere around here. Let's see. There we go. I'll probably be using this red. Let's see. I should have cleaned my palette beforehand because it's quite dirty. Like this red here is really dirty. That's the one I want to use right now, so I'll try to lift some of the dirty paint off. I'm not sure if the quality is good enough for you, Jazz, to watch it on your projector. Let's see. Okay. So I'm probably gonna be mixing some warm yellow and this warm red. Oh, that's dirty still. That's fine. So let's see. That's pretty dirty. I actually didn't think that I would be able to stream at this high of a quality with my phone. When I tried before, it was pretty bad. But I found an app that I've forgotten what it's called, but it seems to be doing a great job of streaming in high quality. So that's good. I might forget to pay attention to the chat, so you guys just have to be patient. I'll try to check as much as I can, but you kind of need to pay attention to the painting. You gotta time everything correctly with watercolor, otherwise it's gonna get messed up, and you don't want that. Sure, I like this color. Yeah, there we go. So I have no idea how long this is gonna take. It might be really quick, or it might take a while. But hopefully it doesn't take too long, because I don't want to stay up all night painting. Or I would like to, but I'm not gonna like it tomorrow. So the main part of the spacesuit is gonna be this orange color, like the real flight suits that I'm basing this off on, and the background I decided to go with the blue background. If you guys saw on Twitter, with stars, hopefully, and then like the ring around the neck, like the connector thing, and the one by the hands, they're probably gonna be like black, and I'm still not sure about the clothes he's wearing underneath the spacesuit, but we'll see when we get there. I should have planned this out beforehand, and I tried to, but I don't know, it's more fun this way. We'll wing it and hope for the best. This paper is kind of bad as well, so I'm not expecting the best results. If I was clever, I would have used a better paper, but I started drawing on this one, and now this is just the way it's gotta be. Ideally, I wanted some like music playing in the background, maybe, but I guess you're not allowed to play copyrighted music, and it was too much effort to put together something like some playlist with copyright-free music, so we'll have to go with this today. And then if I stream some other time, maybe I'll see if I can put something together. It's not looking too bad so far. I was super worried actually that I wouldn't be able to focus on the painting if I'm gonna be trying to talk at the same time, but I think it's fine. If I get quiet, it's just because I'm concentrating. And if I repeat myself, it's just because I'm super nervous about this. It's just it's my second time streaming now. It's the first time I keep the microphone on, So it's a little bit scary. But I think I'll survive. Or at least I hope so. Ooh, let's see. What are you swooning about, Jazz? I'm painting. I mean, I guess it looks fine so far. Haven't ruined anything yet. Oops. I was a bit worried that the paper wouldn't take the watercolor very well at all, because I kept erasing and redrawing those hands, and the more you erase, the more you mess up the paper. So I wasn't sure if we were just gonna get like if the paper was gonna totally repel the paints or what, but it seems to be doing fine so far. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. It looks fine. It's not too bad. Let me drink some coffee before it gets cold. I'm sorry if you guys have a problem with like drinking noises and stuff, because I gotta finish this coffee. I mean, I really enjoy the sound of like cleaning a watercolor brush in water. Like, I think this is the best sound ever. But maybe that's just me. Oh my god. I accidentally painted a bit on the little badge here. I'm gonna see if I can lift it. Otherwise I can just paint over it later. It's not a huge problem. I'll just leave it like that. Oh shit. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on Twitch. So I mean, oh crap. I forgot to paint this little part up here. Here we go. Let's see what we can do. I see that I forgot to put on my little my little hand sock thing. I don't really need it because I'm not gonna be putting my hand on the paper too much, but maybe I should put it on anyways. My signature striped sock. There we go. That's better. Okay, let's see what we can do. This needs to dry a little bit. I'm gonna paint the, I don't know what it's called, the like the inside fabric of the spacesuit. like here by the neck. It's gonna be blue. It's gonna be pretty dark. Let's see if we can mix a little blue here. Yeah, it's probably fine. Yeah, let's go with this. I wish there was a way for me to see who is watching. Like I see you guys writing in the chat, but I can't really see who's watching, so it's a secret. It's a secret. Let's see. Let's add a little bit of a shadow here while it's still wet. Probably up here as well. Yeah, that looks fine. So I think the orange part has dried enough for me to start painting the background and the little sign with the name. And it's also going to be the same kind of blue-black color as the inside of the spacesuit. I'm going to switch to a larger brush for that, so that it holds more paint. Let's see. And I probably don't want it this blue. I want it more black, so or more purple even. So I'm gonna add a little bit of this the blue is indigo and the magenta color is green rose. Let's see. That's pretty good. I think I might add a little bit of red to make it more neutral. Let's see. Yeah, let's go with that. And it needs to be very dark, so I should probably mix it darker than I think it needs to be, since watercolor always dries later, or not later, lighter. But this, I'll probably have to go over it again later to make it as dark as I want it. But you can paint multiple layers, so it's not a problem. One of the annoying things about watercolor that it doesn't look the same when it's dry as it does when it's wet. So you kind of have to think about that when you paint and paint with darker and stronger colors than you think that you need in the end. This paper is pretty smooth, which means that it's more difficult to get even washes of color. You might get some backgrounds, or it might be a bit splotchy, which I don't mind when I have like inked lines, because they kind of carry the picture anyways. So if the coloring job looks a little bit off, it's not a huge deal, and this is just a conbadge anyways. It doesn't need to be perfect. But I think I'm liking this so far. Looks pretty good. Still haven't planned how I'm gonna get this laminated, but I'm gonna worry about that later. I think I should have mixed some more of this color because I'm running out, but we'll do it quickly. Thanks, Jazz. Got a little bit bluer here than it was before. Let's see if we can fix that. I also brought my hairdryer if things dry really slowly and I need to speed it up, but now when I have my mic on, I don't want to make too much noise, so I think we'll do without it. There we go. That doesn't look too bad. It might be a little bit more purple than I originally planned, but I can go over it later with some more blue when it has dried. And we're gonna paint the sign with the same color so that it looks like the different parts of the picture belong together. I'm gonna be mixing some more of that color now. Some indigo and some quin, no, what is it? Quin, shit, I forgot what it's called. Quin rose. Hello, Carbeck. And yes, Minnesota Simorgo. I don't know how to say your name, I'm sorry. Cheetahs are my favorite animals indeed. I love cheetahs. I think they're great. Oh, this is too much paint. If I mess the lettering up on this little sign, I can always come back later with some white gouache and fix it. I think I'm gonna leave the letters white or make them like a pale yellow. We'll see later when I've painted more of the picture. Yeah, I was planning all night, or all evening actually. But yeah, it got later than I was planning on, but here we are, and I'll be streaming for as long as I need. Probably not longer than midnight. I'm not sure how long it's gonna take to paint this. It might not be that long. But I'm a slow painter in general, so we'll see. I'll try to finish it today. But it's 1 hour later in Estonia, right? Than it is here. It's 20 minutes to 10 here. That's what I thought. It's pretty late. I'm gonna try to not stay up too late tonight, like I usually do on Saturday evenings, because I've been really tired this week after work from not sleeping enough. Oh, I forgot this middle part. Shit. That's fine. Tell me if I'm talking too quietly, because I'm kind of talking to myself. We'll just leave it like that and see if it looks bad later, or if it looks good. Okay. Seems to look fine so far. Can see a little bit of glare on the actual screen that is not there in real life, like on the left side of the background. But that's just the paint being wet, as paint is sometimes. Let's see, we're gonna paint the connecting pieces on the suit, like the ring around the neck and by the hands. And those are gonna be black, which Carbik suggested actually, so thank you, Carbik. I think I'm gonna go with a black or like a dark gray. And the parts that are facing the orange suit are gonna be a warm gray, and the parts that are facing the background are gonna be a cool gray. And I think that's gonna look pretty nice. I'm thinking whether or not I should actually paint the... No, never mind. Let's just do it like this. So I'm painting it kinda light now, and we can always come back and make it darker later. Here we go. And I'm just gonna lift a little bit here, make it a little bit shiny, like metal is. Like that. Probably looks good. No, I think I'm gonna have the white outline still, but I'm gonna paint it later in white gouache. but that's the easiest way to do it, probably. Basically anything that needs fixing later, I'll come back with some gouache and touch it up a little bit. So the idea was that since this neck connector ring is dark and the background is dark, you can't really, like, they get, what's the word? Like, you can tell them apart, basically. So I'm gonna add a white outline to the figure once I'm done with everything. I've been painting in watercolors since, let me think. I started painting in watercolor one of my last years in university. I can actually check in my old sketchbook. Let me just finish painting this and I'll check. Okay. So this is my really old sketchbook. It's very dirty. I think, so these first ones are not watercolor. They are, these were made with Inktense pencils, if I remember correctly. But I think I got my watercolors somewhere around here, and that is 2015. So that's been, what's it now? 2019, so 4 years maybe? Well, Inktense pencil is more like ink than watercolor, like it dries permanent. You can't re-wet it. But yeah, it's basically watercolor, I guess. I didn't really like it that much. I have basically not used them a lot. I can show you as well. And just, do you want me to bring my old sketchbook to EF? I don't know what the purpose would be, but I could, I guess. If you want to look in it. It's a possibility, but you need to remind me. Yeah, I can bring it, sure. So these are my old Inktense. Well, just we'll see if we remember. But yeah, these are my old Inktense pencils, and some of them are missing because I use them sometimes for sketching. But yeah, as you can see, I haven't used them a lot. They're pretty much unused. Like, I didn't like the look of how do I say this? When you draw them and you go over them with water, you can still see the pencil lines underneath, and it kind of looks like I'm not a fan of the look, so I haven't used them a lot. But they're great for sketching. And if you don't want to carry around watercolors. Okay, so do you have some as well? Carbonic. It's like I wanted to do color stuff because before I only painted, or I only drew with pencil, and I wanted to get into color, and I got the Inktense pencils thinking it was a good way to do that, but I just wanted to paint, really. So I started taking ink from the tips of the pencils and painting with that, but then I was like, why not just get watercolors? And that's what I did. And now I don't use them anymore, so. So this black I'm using now, if you use it with a lot of water, it has a really fun like textured effect or granulation. But when I use it in this, not like on such small areas, you can't really see that. Like the pigment itself is magnetic, so you can, if you're feeling extra adventurous, you can manipulate. I can say that word. Manipulate, yeah, it with magnets, like if you wanted to. But I'm just using it as my black. And some people don't like using black in watercolor, but I don't really have a problem with it. No, that doesn't look bad. I might add some more of this blue color to the black to make it look a little bit better. Let's see. Yeah, I can do that. I can use it in some painting. I was thinking if I would use it for the background here, but then I forgot, so we'll have to do that some other time. I don't think it's gonna show up now if I use it afterwards because it's already so dark. But it's the one that I've used in my sketchbook before. Let me show you. It's the one that makes this kind of texture, which is really fun. Okay, so we can paint the actual cheetah. Let's do that. Let's paint the cheetah. And he, of course, is going to be cheetah colored. So I'm going to use yellow ochre, which is here, and I'm going to use burnt sienna, which is here. Those are my go-to cheetah paints. So let me just wet them some more. And the yellow ochre is a little bit dirty. I used it for mixing green before, and it's still a bit mucky, but I think it will be fine. So yellow ochre is like one of my absolute favorite paints to paint with. I really just like the color. Let's see. Let's mix in some of this. I'm trying to not use my purple because it's not light fast, and I guess a badge, if you wear it outside and stuff, you don't want it to get messed up. It doesn't really matter, but yeah, I'm trying to avoid using my purple. I can just mix purple if I need it. So let's see if this is too yellow. I had references somewhere, but I kind of hid them behind all sorts of windows. Let me just open them again. There we go. So this is probably a pretty good cheetah color. So my general observation of streaming a painting right now is that I feel like I'm just talking to myself, and if you guys get tired of listening to me, you can just mute the audio or something. I don't know if I'm making a whole lot of sense. It's kind of hard to talk and paint at the same time. I'm trying to not put my hand in the way so that you can actually see something. So I really like painting cheetahs. As you guys know, it's a lot of fun. Thanks, Skarbek. So before this dries, before the yellow dries, I'm gonna add some burnt sienna for some extra color, like around the up. See, this is one of the fun things about watercolor, is that you put down paint and then it just goes where it wants to go, and you just have to deal with it. I think this is gonna look good. If I put my head in the middle of the view, please tell me, and I'll try to not do that. Does this look like a cheetah to you guys? Well, that's good. And the neck, like underneath the chin and stuff, is gonna be in shadow, so I'm gonna add some blue. Basically the blue of the inner parts of the suit are reflecting up onto the white fur, making it kind of blue. And if it's not dark enough for a shadow, I'll just go back later and add some more color. It's easier to just take it easy and add a little bit at a time than going for the really dark values in the beginning. So I think this is gonna look pretty good. We can add some blue to the other areas as well now. I'm trying to not go overboard with the shadows in this one and just keep it simple. I have the line work that does a lot of the job for me. So it's basically just a matter of coloring, rather than trying to like show all the planes changing and stuff like that. Well, I could certainly do that still, but I just want to have an easy time and a nice looking badge in the end, so I'll go easy with the shadows. Oh, and the ears. Can't forget the ears. They should be a little bit darker than the other parts of the head. Let's see if we can do that. That's not darker. Let's see if this is better. Yeah. Oh, that looks okay. The head is so small, I'm not sure if you guys can see it properly, actually. I keep leaning in really close to look at it, but I don't know what it looks like to you. I was really super nervous about streaming before I started, but it's fine now. It's fine. You just gotta do it. The hands are also, surprise, gonna be cheetah colored, so we can paint those. Keep saying we, like you guys are helping me, which you are. You're keeping me company while I paint, so we're gonna paint those hands and they're gonna look gorgeous. Gorgeous cheetah hands. I was super nervous, which is partly why I started so late. I wasn't sure I was gonna do it, but since I told people on Twitter that I was gonna do it, I didn't have much of a choice. And it's good to just get out of my comfort zone and just do it. So now I'm happy that I did. And I think the painting is going to turn out nice as well. It would be horrible if I failed on camera and everyone would see that I don't actually know how to paint. That's what my brain tells me anyways. But I don't really know how to paint. And everyone is going to find out. Stupid brain. There we go, and some burnt sienna. Well, of course you can try. I mean, you probably could. Please don't. But you could. I really want to stream more. It's fun. Last time when I streamed, I wanted to do it again. But it's also like, then I was sketching and I didn't know beforehand what I was gonna do, but now I have this drawing that I'm just gonna paint. That's a little bit easier than just trying to come up with something on the spot. I'm trying to think how I actually wanted to paint these hands, and I think I need to look at some cheetah paws on Google Photos or Google Images or whatever it's called, so that I don't completely mess up. I don't paint a lot of cheetah paws really. Let's see, I'm gonna quickly just Google some cheetah paws. Let's see, cheetah paws. Okay, so I see now that my cheetah paws are in fact not that bad. I'm gonna add some more burnt sienna. But the paint is starting to dry now on the hand, so I can't touch them too much or they're gonna get really weird. with like a lot of hard edges and stuff, and I don't want that. So I'm just gonna just touch them a little bit and then leave them be. Okay. So this doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna paint these little guys, these round guys here. I'm not sure what they do. I'm very ashamed. I call myself a space cheetah and I don't know what those things do, but I'm gonna paint them anyways. And hopefully someday someone can tell me what they are and what they do. You connect something to them, that's all that I can say about them. Probably some cool pipes or something. I like me some cool pipes. I think I'm gonna have a shock later when I go back and listen to this stream and hear all the nonsense I've been saying. That's gonna be interesting. Let's see. So we're gonna we can paint the, oops, that's the wrong color. That's okay. We're gonna paint the downwards facing areas of those pipe thingies, I guess, a bit darker since they're in shadow. I'm just gonna do that now while I'm at it. And this one, I'm actually not sure what it looks like in real life, but I'm just gonna wing it and hope for the best. I think that looks good. Like that. One thing I was worried about with this paper as well is that it's hot press, and as I said, it's a little bit harder to get smooth washes or even washes, and also, if you're not careful, when you paint over a previous layer, you can accidentally lift the paint, and it's not a great look. And I'm trying to not do that. But it's fine so far. It's fine so far. Let's see, what else? I need to paint this little Swedish flag and the NASA, what's it called? It's a little NASA badge and this other thing. But I'm probably gonna paint them later. I'm thinking I should paint the like the bodysuit that is underneath the spacesuit, and I'm not sure what color it's gonna be actually. I think some kind of gray is probably the best way to go. I thought about making it purple, but it's probably gonna look stupid. I thought about making it blue, but now the inner part of the spacesuit here is blue, so that won't do. So I'm probably gonna make it some kind of light colored, some kind of light valued gray. Probably a bit blue since the nearby fabric is blue as well, and it reflects some light. I'm saying that like I know what I'm talking about, but I'm just guessing really. But don't tell anyone. Let's see. Let's see if this is gonna look good actually, or else we can paint it some other color, but I think this is gonna look nice. Let's see. I'll use some leftover paints, or some leftover paint that I have on my palette already, which is kind of gray and dirty, which is fine for this part of the suit. And I'm gonna make the top part a little bit more darker valued, since it's not catching as much light. Yeah, that can work. So what are you guys up to? Are you just watching the stream, or are you doing other stuff at the same time? Huh. Yeah, I don't know what they're for. And force, that sounds nice. So I think they're different, the little circular thingies. The right one, or his left one, looks like something you would connect a pipe to, but I'm not sure about the other one, and I think it's actually a little bit smaller in real life than I painted it. I mean, I have reference photos up on my other screen that I'm not looking at all. But yeah, no, they're kind of the same size, I guess. I'm not sure what they're for. This little thing here is gray in some of the photos, or metallic, so we're gonna paint it gray. Or metallic. Whatever. It's gonna be some kind of color. There we go. Well, that looks nice. Okay. Minnesota, maybe. I mean, this is as far as I understand, this is a flight suit, so you wouldn't actually use it, like you use it inside the vehicle when you go to and from space, basically. It's for surviving in the atmosphere, basically. If something should go wrong. That's my impression anyways. Mainly, they look cool, so that's why I paint them. I'm such a bad space cheetah. Don't know stuff about spacesuits, actually. I mean, it's kind of funny that people associate me with space, because it's not been that long that I've been drawing and painting space stuff. It's kind of snowballed. People seem to like my space things, so that's why I kept doing them, and now it's kind of my thing that I do. And I don't mind, because I really like it, but it's just kind of interesting that it wasn't planned or anything. It's just happened. But I like space. I've always liked space. I was a little space nerd in school. Was all about that space. So I'm gonna add some shadows to the space suit now. And I have this little cheat sheet that could be made into a great cheetah pun. But I have this little cheat sheet that I did in pencil to figure out kind of where the shadows are gonna be. So I'm gonna be looking at that, which is gonna help me a little bit. I don't need to make all the decisions now because I'm already prepared. So I'm gonna use a darker red. I have two dark reds. I have an Indian red, which is opaque, and then I have a Perylene red, which is not opaque, and it's very dark valued. I think I'm gonna use the Perylene today. It's probably gonna look nice. I did decide on the eye color. I'm gonna make it, well, I think I decided. I'm gonna make it orange, like normal colored cheetah eyes, because I think it's gonna look better. But I still haven't decided if Lei actually has normal colored cheetah eyes or some other colored cheetah eyes. I haven't decided yet. But in this painting, they're probably gonna be orange. What was I gonna do? I forgot. Oh, the shadows. Okay. So we're gonna use Perylene, which is a nice dark red. I feel really bad sometimes for not having like a very well thought out persona. He's a cheetah and he goes to space, I guess. That's as much as I know. His name is Lei. And yeah, I'm very amazed by people that have like personas with like backstories and stuff like that. I just yeah, it's pretty amazing. I don't know, I just like painting and stuff. I don't know. Not saying that you can like painting and have a very well thought out persona, but you know, someday maybe he'll have a great story, a great backstory. But that's not today. I'm being very careful here. I'm being too careful, so I'm just gonna paint this thing. Let's see. So the thing about watercolor is that you shouldn't be too afraid to make mistakes. That goes for painting in general. Just do stuff. If it turns out bad, then paint something else. It's okay. Huh. Oreo Lei. That's interesting. Is it actually the same colors? Maybe it is. And that's funny. I haven't had Oreos in so long. Oh, they're so good. So I'm painting the cast shadow from the sign, and I'm trying to think where approximately the shadow would fall, and it's not that important that I get it correctly, or that I get it correct, but it's gonna look nicer. I don't like what this flat brush is doing right now. Come on. So this shadow is looking a little bit messy, but I think I can fix it. And then we have the shadow from the hand, which is gonna come down there, something like that. It's not super exact. Doesn't really matter. This looks fine so far. Oh, okay. That's interesting. probably gonna end up painting this whole bottom section dark. That's what it feels like right now. So I'm gonna switch brushes because I'm not liking what this thing does. Looks a little bit messy, but we can go with that for now. Trying to not poke around in the paint for too long, because it's gonna look messy. Need to paint this little Swedish flag as well. I wasn't sure if I was gonna put it in, but well, now it's there. So yeah, guess he's a Swedish astronaut. Doesn't look too bad. So the bottom is a little bit messy, but I'll see if I can fix it later. If it really needs to be fixed. I'm wondering if the whole orange part should be a bit more saturated or not. Could go over it later with some more red. Maybe. But I think it looks okay. I'm gonna paint the shadows on these little round thingies as well, so that it matches. Let's see. Should be dark there as well. And this one. That is probably fine. I'm super excited for EF. I can't wait until August. It's such a long time away. I just want it to be August now. But oh well. Okay, I need to paint the Swedish flag, and I'm gonna use the same blue as I used for the inside of the spacesuit. That's not the actual color of the Swedish flag, but just so that I don't use too many colors, I'm just gonna use the same color as I did there. And maybe it won't end up looking like the Swedish flag at all, but I'd rather have a nice like color scheme for the whole picture than trying to have a perfect Swedish flag. Doesn't really matter. Like that. Swedish, yes. The Swedish flag. It's a good pun. And I'm gonna paint the NASA symbol. I don't know what it is. The NASA sign there. And I'm debating whether or not I'm gonna write NASA with white gouache over it later, but I'm gonna paint it blue and red for now, and then we'll see. I think I could have used some more blue for the Swedish flag actually, because it's looking kind of pale. Let's do that. What? The NASA meatball, is that really true? Is that really funny? Actually, the NASA thing is on the other side of the spacesuit in all the photos I've looked at. That's really funny. But yeah, the thing is underneath the other sign. I'm confusing myself. The NASA sign is under the other thing in all the photos I've looked at, but it's gonna be hidden by the lay sign, and that's not good. So I moved it to the other side, and I'm hoping that no one is gonna complain about it. Oh, I could write IKEA. That would be really, really funny. Maybe some other time I'll do that. I need more water for my blue. I think I used some phthalo blue before because it's looking pretty dark. Let's see. Well, if we're eventually gonna move into space, we need to be able to go to IKEA still. So I'm really looking forward to space IKEA. That would be fun. I love me some IKEA. Assemble your own rocket. Fun times. Especially since, well, when I've bought stuff from IKEA, I'm always like missing parts, so that would be interesting if you're building your own rocket. When me and my ex, we were building our bookshelf that we bought from IKEA, we were so close to finishing it, and there was like a tiny little plug missing. Like, you needed so many plugs and there was one missing, and we looked everywhere and couldn't find one. So eventually we said, we'll just try to put it together without the plug and hope that it doesn't fall apart when we put books in and stuff. But so far it's been fine. I'm adding some more blue to the flag here because it looked a little bit dull. There we go. Now it's pretty dark, but anyways. Forest, maybe the IKEAs in Russia are better. Or maybe you went to a Swedish one, I'm not sure. But the IKEA that you went to, maybe it's better than the other ones. Because I've had stuff missing before, like several times. Okay. So the other little thing is gonna be blue and well, it's kind of blue and yellow. So let's do that. The other little I don't know if they're badges or what they're called, but I'll call them badges. Everything is just a badge. It's all that's been on my mind recently is badge, badge, badge. Jess, are you referring to IKEA or my painting? I'm not sure. I think you're talking about IKEA being pretty, because yes, IKEA is a very pretty place. So I'm just gonna wait for all of the paint to dry, and I need to satisfy my Twitter addiction by just looking if anything is going on Twitter. It's really bad. Oh, my badge. Thanks, Jazz. How can you not like IKEA? It's the best place. It's so much fun going there, just walking around and looking at the stuff. I love it. Yeah, I mean, the shortcuts are really convenient when you need to backtrack and stuff. I'm not sure I've ever eaten at IKEA, actually, which sounds kind of bad. I guess that's one reason that people go, is to have Swedish meatballs or something, but I mean, I make my own Swedish meatballs, so yeah, but I think I had some kind of pizza at IKEA. It's really cheap. I mean, meatballs, yes. That's what you eat at IKEA, isn't it? Meatballs. So, the shadow, the cast shadow of this line doesn't, like the angle is not right, so I'm gonna have to fix that. I'm gonna paint the eyes. I'm scared because I really hate painting eyes. I'm leaving those for last so that I can ruin all the good stuff that I've been making so far. But we'll think about that later. I'm thinking what I didn't need to do now. Let's see. I'm not sure about the letters on the sign, if I should leave them white or if I should make them like a pale yellow, like the face or something. I think I'll have to paint them because they kind of look out of place at the moment. But we'll see later. For now, what am I gonna do? I am gonna add some yellow to the flag and the other stuff. So I'm gonna be using yellow ochre again because I used it before. It's not gonna be a super bright yellow, but it's gonna be a nice neutral, or like kind of a mellow yellow. It fits in better with other colors. Suddenly it's a Swedish flag. Just needed some yellow. Would you look at that? Suddenly it's super Swedish. But is the name of the blotch artwork Meatballs? Because that would be funny. Oh. Really? What do you mean, you perv? I'm talking about IKEA meatballs. So I'm gonna add some shadows to the face and to the hands. And I have my sketchbook somewhere where I actually sketched those hands before, and I'm gonna see how I wanted the shadows to be. It's okay. I usually go for kind of purple blue shadows, but since the spacesuit is so orange, I'm probably gonna go for more reddish shadows here on the hands. As long as they're darker, hopefully they'll still read as shadows. But they can't be too red, because it's gonna look weird, so I'll try to make them dark and kind of neutral, a little bit red. I think that looks fine. And the fingers should be lighter still, because the color of them is lighter. And then we need a nice shadow here by the sleeve, because there is barely any light there that can reach into those tiny little places, so it's going to be pretty dark. Like that. And the underside of the thumb also needs some shadow, but that doesn't look too bad. Here we go. I think the hands are a little bit too, like the fingers are a little bit too white, so I'm just gonna add some yellow to them. Oops, I picked up some blue. That's what happens if you're not careful. But it's fine, you can have a blue thumb. And the face needs some shadows as well. I'm gonna look at my reference photos so that I don't totally mess it up. So I already painted some shadows here with the blue, so I'm just gonna add some shadows to the yellow parts, and we'll see if it looks good. So one of my favorite things about cheetahs is that they always look a little bit grumpy, and they have these shadows underneath their little eyebrow thingies, and I think they're really fun to paint to make a really grumpy looking cheetahs. So I'm definitely painting in those, just like that. it's not creepy. It's I guess it's a little bit creepy. I'll fix it later, but maybe it will turn out even creepier. I don't really know. We'll see. I feel like I'm kinda, when I'm talking to myself, I feel like I'm channeling Bob Ross a little bit. I haven't really watched a lot of Bob Ross stuff, but I just feel like I'm trying to say calm stuff, mostly to calm myself, but still. This is, oh, it's fine. Happy little cheese. Let's see. As I said before, I don't want to overdo the shadows on this one. I don't want it to look messy, because I want you to be able to just like look at it and see that it's like the main purpose of the badge is to be recognizable. So yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I'm trying to say something smart. I'm gonna add some blue to the muscle here because it's in shadow as well. It doesn't necessarily need to be blue, but just a darker value. Even though it's white, it needs to be darker since it's in shadow. That, and then I'm gonna add some more shadow here underneath the shin. No, the chin. That's a very Swedish mispronunciation, saying shin instead of chin, which I still struggle with sometimes for some reason. I mean, English is hard. English is hard and difficult. So there's a lot of little white dots around here that I'm just gonna make a bit darker so that it doesn't look completely out of place. I don't know, it kind of looks good like that, I think. I want to add some more orange to the area around the eyes to make them pop a little bit more. But sometimes I add too much orange, and then it starts looking like it's like tiger colored or something, and that's not what a cheetah looks like. So I'll be careful and try to not add too much yellow or too much what's it called, orange. And I'll probably go back and paint over the spots so that they're a bit darker later. Because I'm putting so yellow ochre is a little bit opaque, and it kind of makes the ink lines dull. So then I'll go over them later to make sure that they look nice and dark where they're supposed to be nice and dark. But I'm feeling myself kind of noodling now and painting details, which I should wait with until everything else looks fine. So I'm not gonna touch that more. I'm gonna fix the shadow area on the underneath, like on the bottom here. I'm gonna see if I can correct that to make it look a little bit better. Let's see. So we're using this dark red again, and I'm gonna try to match the angle of the sign a little bit better. which is something I should have done before, but I was too busy thinking about other stuff. And then I'll just go over this whole area and add some more color to it. Let's see, right there and then right there. And on the other side, this, I think that looks a little bit better. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna add some more dark red to the darkest parts of these little crevices and stuff. Just to make things pop a little bit more, but not too much. So I think that looks pretty good. I'm trying to think if I've missed something, like some, so there's light coming from the top and it's falling on the thing here. Should probably be a shadow there as well. And the hand there, yeah, that's probably okay. So these folds in the clothing, I had such a bad time trying to get them to look like good, and then when I after I inked it, I didn't like them at all. I didn't like how anything looked, basically. Like the next day, when I looked at it, I was like, oh no, what did I do? I messed everything up. But I don't know. It looks fine now. It the ink isn't like the ink lines aren't as prominent when you've after you painted it. So so that's good. I think it's gonna look nice when it's done. I think so. So I'm thinking if this should be a little bit darker than. I'm thinking if there is anything that casts a shadow that needs, like if anything else needs a shadow. This neck ring casts a shadow onto the orange fabric, so I'm gonna paint that a little bit darker than I did before. It's not too dark, so this is gonna look weird, but a little bit darker. Trying to not overpaint this this suit. I'm not completely happy with how this really dark red area here looks, but I mean, what can you do? Let's see if I can soften it later. Maybe. Oh, we need to paint the nose. The nose is gonna bleed. Blah blah. I keep messing up. my words today. The nose is gonna be a dark blue color, or even a little bit purple like the background. It's probably gonna look nice. I usually like, I don't know, I like making the nose blue. That looks fun. Which is not actually, I guess, what cheetah noses look like, but I like it. And the lip here, the mouth part, is the cheetah mouth parts are also gonna be a dark color, and the tongue is gonna be a dark purple color, or kind of reddish purple. So we'll see. We'll take some of that Perylene Maroon, which is this really dark red, and we'll paint the little cheetah tongue. Just like that. And there we go. That already looks better than it did before. Okay, I need to paint these big white letters. They can't be that that white. I'm gonna put some yellow on them just to make them fit in a little bit better. I'm gonna use some of the yellow that I have here on my palette and just so I can feel that when I go over the blue, it lifts a little bit and reactivates, so I gotta be careful with that. It's bleeding into the yellow a little bit now, but that's fine. Can fix that later. Can probably lift it right now. Yep. So I'll go over that area later with some gouache maybe, if it looks bad. Actually, let me put some more yellow on there. A little bit darker. I'm so curious actually how many people think my persona name is Louis, because it makes sense, doesn't it? And I fear that at EF people are gonna call me Louis and I'm gonna go crazy. This the little zipper thing shouldn't be white either, so I'm just gonna put some yellow over it because it looks kind of unnatural with it being that white. There we go. Now it fits in better, and the part that is in shadow is of course gonna be darker, so I'll add some more paint to that area. Like that. Karbik, what do you mean? Did you call me Louis? Or did you think my name is Louis? Oh god. I should have chosen a better name. But it's too late now. So I'm just making this darker since it's in shadow. Louis. Yeah, I guess. I mean, it makes sense. I wouldn't get angry at anyone, it's just, it's a little bit funny. Louis is probably one of my least favorite names. Sorry if anyone is watching and is called Louis, I'm really sorry, but it's not one of my favorite names. So I am going over some of the areas that should be in shadow and making them a bit darker, just so that it looks a little bit nicer, and so that everything fits in a little bit better with the rest of the image. But I mean, I could probably stop soon and it's fine. So now I'm just fixing some stuff and adding some stuff, and yeah. I'm using some of my leftover darks that I have on my palette. They're good for just painting some neutral colored shadows. I'm very happy with how the background color turned out. I think it looks pretty good. I keep complimenting my own my own painting, but I'm just trying to tell myself that it's good so that I won't be sad, as you do. And I'm gonna be adding some stars to the background as well. That's one thing that I need to do. I definitely need to do that. And we're gonna do that pretty soon, I think. I'm just thinking if I need to darken up the shadows here on the face a little bit more, maybe. I don't want them to be too dark, and I think I'm gonna add a little bit of yellow because they're looking too gray. Yeah, it's better. And the teeth, of course, can't be white in the shadow, so I'm gonna make them darker. Oh, they're nice and yellow now. Well, I guess cheetah teeth are kind of yellow. Let's see, we need some more shadows here by the eyes, and I need to paint the eyes as well, which is not something I'm looking forward to. I guess maybe I should just go by Louis then. Oh my god. Maybe I need an extra maybe I need an extra badge that says like the sign like the back side of this badge can say not Louis. That would be fun. But yeah, Lai means lazy in Afrikaans. So yeah, calling myself out with that name. Yes, that's a great idea, Jess. Not that anyone can read. Huh. Okay, Forrest. So, but who's gonna be able to read the phonetic transcription? Or is gonna be one of those like, I don't know, like you spell it like another word, if you get what I mean. It's funny because when I was at the linguistics conference, we actually had name badges with our names in like as spectrograms, because we're all huge nerds. It's very nerdy. It's super nerdy, but also super fun. I love me some spectrograms. Yum. Yes, spectrograms. I mean, people can just ask me how to pronounce the name, and then I can pronounce it for them. That's super easy as well. But maybe it's not as fun or as clever. Why? Okay, so it's not nerdy enough indeed, and I'm not very scary. I don't think anyone would be scared by me or of me. I don't think I look very scary. Or maybe I do. I don't know. Probably a little bit scary. I'm scared of everyone. Or I'm gonna be scared of everyone when I go to the con. Just gonna be hiding somewhere for the whole duration of the con. Oh my god. Yeah, I get it. Like the prey, furries, all the antelope. Are there antelope furries? I've never seen one. I'm probably offending people now, but I've never seen an antelope furry. Or an antelope for some, like a little gemsbokkie or something. All my paints are dirty now. I think I muddied them all up by mixing other colors into them. I want to add some more blue to this neck ring, but I don't want to make it too dark, but I want to make it a little bit bluer. Let's see. I want to make it look shiny, like it's actually made of metal. I'm probably putting too much detail into this, but I'm having a good time. I want to use some purple on the end of the sleeves here, just because I can. I feel like what did I want to say? I feel like I always use this color scheme of like oranges and blues and purples, like in every painting I do. So I'm gonna try to do something different. Like I'm thinking about paintings that I could put in the EF art show, and I want to try to do some other kinds of stuff that I don't usually do. But we'll see how it goes. I'm really. Yeah, I don't know, no green eyes, no, but I don't really like green as a color. I think it's really difficult to pull off in a painting, and even when I've done some like landscape sketching, I try to make the greens not green, because yeah, they're really difficult to use. I think I might go over the suit a little bit more with the red color, and I might regret it, but I think I might do that. But it looks nice now. I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. Let me look at my reference photos, so that I don't mess something up. They're really orange. Yeah, maybe like a little bit more red could probably be nice. Let's see if we mix a proper clean. So the warm red that I have on my palette is not actually a red at all. It's an orange, but it works very well as a red, like as a warm red, so that's why I use it. If you're nerdy about paints and pigments like I am, it's the actual pigment is pyrrole orange. So I think I'm gonna use that, like a really faint little wash of the orange or the warm red. Could look nice on the whole spacesuit, but I don't want any dirty water, so I might actually clean up my palette a little bit for that. Or should I? I'll put it down here. So guys, do you like seeing my palette? Like, is that good? Because in my other stream, where I painted a little bit, I don't think I showed my palette very much. But I don't know if it's fun to see or if it's just meh. If you just like to see the picture, like a more zoomed in image of the or view of the picture. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it looks, I like the look of the palette, so, but I don't know about you guys, but yeah, I thought we'd keep it in here today, and then some other time we'll see it. I'll see what I'll do. I think I have moved this whole board around a little bit while I painted, so I moved it back now. Let's see. So I'm gonna go over all the... Ooh, this is scary. I'm gonna go over all the orange areas and add some more orange to them to make them a little bit more saturated and to try to blend the shading a little bit, because I don't really like how it could have looked better, or I could have handled it a little bit better. So I'm just gonna go over all the red or orange areas with this color to try to unify them. So they're gonna turn out a little bit darker than they are at the moment, but I think it's gonna look nice. This red is a very strong color, so you kind of have to be careful to not go overboard with it. And I'm mainly concerned with the area, like the bottom area of the suit. I want to make that look a little bit nicer, so I'll paint over it, all of it, with this red. Hey, Forrest, thank you for joining the stream, and I'll see you around. I'll talk to you tomorrow. It's getting kind of late here as well, but I'm definitely going to be able to finish this tonight soon, so yeah, I'm happy with how that looks. But I still need to paint those eyes, and I'm gonna mess them up. But we'll make an attempt. You gotta be brave. So we're gonna make them orange, but not bright orange. So I'm gonna be using the burnt sienna. Actually, first I'm gonna paint them a yellow ochre, and then we can go with the burnt sienna over top, or on top. I don't like painting eyes at all. It's super scary. Like the eyes are what make the painting look real or look good. So if you mess them up, then you've really messed up. So you see, like in a lot of my drawings and paintings, I don't paint like a pupil, or I'll just leave the eyes white. And partially, I mean, I like the look of it, but partially it's also because I don't want to mess the eyes up, and it's easier to just leave them white, because then they look kind of good. Anyways, but yeah, I'll see if I can paint these properly. I didn't want to go in with the black because I think I might paint the pupil with like a dark orange instead. And I also put my hand in the little watercolor here, which is not dry yet. There's also some red on the thing here. So the eyes they have to dry a little bit now. Sometimes when, oh, let's see what, yeah, Carbic, that's probably a good idea. I shouldn't avoid painting or drawing them, because it's really good practice to just do it, but I tend to avoid them because they're tricky, and I've ruined the painting more than once by messing up the eyes, so I'm a little bit careful with those. And if they're sketches, I don't really care, and then I don't pay much attention to the eyes. His little claws or fingernails are also going to be black, like real little cheetah claws. And that sign that he's holding has like a bottom edge and a side plane and a bottom plane. That should be they're not facing the light, so they should be darker as well. So I'll see if I can, it's already pretty dark, but I'll see if I can add some more paint there just to make them darker, and ideally it should be kind of a warmish color. So try to add that just to make it look nicer. And I'm wondering if the hands are a little bit pale. They look a little bit pale to me. So I'll put some more color on them. A little bit more yellow. A little bit more yellow and a little bit more color in the shadows. Now I'm painting with a very dry brush because I don't want to lift the color that is already there. Oh, I think I made the fingers on the one hand a little bit too dark. There we go. So that looks fine. What else? I'm thinking about this little strap thing. It doesn't really have a color. But it's white, but I don't like it being that yellow. So I'll put some gray on it just to tone it down a little bit. Maybe even put some blue. I'll use some cerulean blue because it's a bit opaque and covers the paint underneath it. Yeah, that looks a bit better. But I think I might go in with some gouache later and fix some stuff maybe. I see that the NASA logo thing is not it's not done. The blue needs to be bluer or darker, and the red part needs to be red, of course. It can't be white. So I'm gonna go in with some blue and fix that. It's always too bad that watercolor looks super like pretty and juicy when it's wet, and then it dries and it can lose a lot of saturation and value. So you keep going over the same places several times usually to get them to look how you want them. I really wanted to do some gouache painting, but gouache is scary because watercolor almost always goes lighter when it dries, but gouache either goes darker or lighter, so it's kind of tricky to use. And when I would use white gouache with my watercolors, they kind of behave like gouache paints, and it's a little bit hard to predict what the paint is going to look like when it's dry. So I'm thinking that the inside part of the suit is probably, I think it would look nicer if it was a little bit more purple. So I'm gonna add some purple to it, just a little bit, because there is a it will. What I'm trying to say, the background and the sign are the only parts of the painting that's kind of a purplish color. So I want to add some more of that purple hue somewhere else, and I'm gonna do it here on the inside of the suit, because I think that's gonna look nice. I think this looks better than any of the mock-up color tests I did before. It's turning out pretty nice. I probably need to darken those letters on the sign though. Yes, I think this is gonna look good. Yellow ochre comes to the rescue again, as always. My favorite paints. I love it. So I'm wondering now if the purple color of the sign looks out of place, and if I should make it more like bluish, or if it's fine like it is. It's the same color as the background, which is pretty nice. We'll see. I need to paint those eyes now. Ooh. God. I'm gonna mess them up, and then I'm gonna be really angry. So I'm looking at some photos of cheetah eyes, and they're pretty dark when they're in shadow. I don't want to make them too orange either. but I think they look good like this. Oh, maybe I messed it up a little bit there. Let's see if we can blend this so that the edge isn't as sharp. Oh my god. This is super stressful. The eyes still kind of look like alien eyes, don't they? I need to add that pupil. Did I mess up? Maybe. Still fixable. Still fixable. I need a smaller paintbrush. Let me switch. Yes, we should totally have the Mission Impossible theme playing right now. I've been sweating this whole time because I get so into it that I start sweating. So yeah, this is really intense right now. Trying to fix these dang eyes, but I think they're gonna look nice eventually. Okay, there we go, and then a little pupil in there, and hopefully they look good. And then some like a little bit of reflected light, and it's gonna look super good and shiny. And we need some stars on the background later as well. I keep saying later, but it's already kind of late, and I'm trying to wrap this up. So we're gonna do it soon. I prepared a little mask for the head so that it doesn't get stars on it when I use my my brush to like spatter the stars on. And we'll see if that works or not. Let me think. The NASA logo thing needs some red. It needs a red swoop. Swoop. Swoop-de-doop. There we go. It's not too bad. NASA. There we go. Looks fine. So what I think I'm gonna do is to add a little bit of a darker edge to these letters, as if they were like a little bit raised from the surface of this sign. Just a tiny bit of an edge. I didn't plan for that, but they look a bit empty, or like simple, so just adding that is probably gonna look nice. I'm really unsettled by the people who watch the stream but don't write in the chat, like, who are you strangers? Gotta show yourself. Oh, and whiskers. I already drew whiskers in, but he probably needs some whiskers later. Let's see. I should really be wrapping this up, but I just gotta do the last little parts of painting. I think the eyes are dry enough for me to use my little cutout to sprinkle on some stars. So we're gonna use this cutout, and I'm gonna see if I can remember which way it fits. I think it fits like that. See how perfectly I cut it? It's pretty great, but it's a little bit rounded, so it won't stay down. Down, 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 stay down. Come on. Here we go. And we are gonna be using some white gouache. Shit. I keep some extra white gouache in the jar. And I'm actually gonna add some more, because it's more opaque when you use it fresh from the tube. So I've got this tube of Winsor & Newton designer's gouache, which I use for like all white stuff, and if I need to go back and add some lighter tones, I use this gouache. It works great, but it's more opaque when you use it from the tube. It also smells kind of good. It's a little bit weird, but it smells good. It has a very chemical smell, but it smells good. So let me add some water to that, and the key is to get it to a good consistency for sprinkling. So it takes some trial and error, and I'm just gonna hold down on this little mask, and then we're gonna sprinkle on some stars. I want them a little bit chunkier. Here we go. So I sprinkle on the smallest stars like this, and then I paint on some bigger ones. Sometimes you can use a toothbrush for this, but I don't have any old toothbrush with me here at the moment, so I'll just have to do it like this. It looks super nice. So I'm just gonna let that dry and see if the... Oh, I see that there is a delay from what I do to what happens on screen. So I saw that I put my hand completely in the way of the thing, but you can see what it looks like anyways when it's done. So it dries a little bit opaque, which is why I need to do it some more, and I'm gonna use a little bit thicker of a consistency. But if it's too thick, it doesn't want to leave the brush. I think that will have to do. I think that looks nice. Shouldn't really touch your watercolor paints, but I keep doing it anyways. I always tell myself, don't touch the paint. There are some of them are toxic, but then I just want to smudge some stuff with my fingers. So as long as I don't put anything in my mouth, I should be fine. But you know. if I'm gonna die prematurely, I'd want to be poisoned by my own watercolor paints. That would be one way to go. Oh, that looks super good. I'm super happy with how that turned out. Oh my god. Getting excited about stars. Yes, Corvic. Watercolors are toxic. The cadmiums, I have cadmium in them, which is not good for you if you eat it. I don't use any cadmiums. I try to stay away from the very toxic paints. But I have some. My cerulean blue is, well, cerulean is basically cobalt. I think it's cobalt stenate, which is not something that you want to get too much of into your mouth, basically. So yeah, you gotta be a little bit careful with watercolors, but they're not as toxic at all as like oils and stuff. So unless you put them in your mouth, you should be fine. I really like adding these stars to a dark sky, but it's hard to get them to look natural and not too like even. And you've got to have some bigger ones and some smaller ones. And let's see. Trying to not put my hand too much in the way of the view, but it's kind of annoying because I know that they're gonna dry a bit. They're gonna dry a bit less opaque than they are right now. So sometimes you have to go back in. This is probably the best starry sky that I've done so far. It's looking great. I need to paint that white edge around him, and I'm not sure if I should do that now or if I should do it later. I feel like I might mess it up if I keep painting on it after I do that, so I'm probably gonna do that at the very end of the painting. That looks like a starry sky. I'm surprised every time I make something nice. It's like, wow, it worked out after all. After all that effort, it actually doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna cry now when I mess up these eyes. Let me look at my references again. Cheetah eyes, cheetah eyes. Oh my god, it's so difficult to paint them. Especially on such a small scale, it's difficult to get the eyes to look like, if they're a little bit uneven, you can tell immediately. Oh my god. I want him to look at the right place as well. It doesn't look like he looks off into the distance or something. Come on, little eyes. Little cheetah eyes. like he's looking up a little bit. Always when I'm painting details like this, I'm just waiting for there to be a loud noise from somewhere that is gonna scare the crap out of me, and I'm gonna jump and just absolutely ruin my painting. I think that looks good. I think that's not too bad actually for for being cheetah eyes. I think that's fine. He might be a little bit cross-eyed, but it's not too bad. I think that's fine. Does he look weird to you guys? Tell me honestly that he doesn't look like crap. Really want to add some details, some fur details. It's always fun. Oh, that's too dark. Oops, 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 oops. Yes, a little bit of eye shine. That makes everything look good. It makes everything look great. Gonna look fab. I feel like I need some more coffee, but it's too late. I'm going straight to bed after finishing this. We're not very far from there now. Not very far at all. It's gonna be done in just a few moments. I'm gonna add some color to some of the spots here to make them a little bit darker, so that they'll show up better, and so that he looks a little bit more cheetah-like. These tear lines kind of got lost a little bit, and these dots on the sides of the eyes, I'd say they're very characteristically cheetah-like. Gonna add some more of those, or just make them darker. Thanks, Jazz. I try to make everything pretty. Okay, I'm putting too much detail into this now. It's easy to just get carried away and noodle about. But that's not how we're gonna roll today. We are gonna finish this little badge and then I'll be able to move on to other paintings that I have planned to do in the near future. As soon as this is done, I just wanted to get this out of my system because I knew what kind of badge I wanted. So I just want to finish it, call it done, and then I can do other stuff. More paintings, yay. Usually I get to this point where I'm just adding stuff just cause I want to add stuff, and that's bad. So you gotta know when to stop. And I think we're almost there now. Almost there. I'm gonna take out some color from the eye, like just underneath the pupil to really make those eyes shine. And if I can't get it bright enough, I will oh, it's working, but if it wouldn't work, I would have added some whitewash there. But I think that's fine. Maybe I'll add a little bit of whitewash. I can mix it with some yellow to make it not completely white. Because you can have stuff that is completely white. So just a little bit of color to make the eye look round. My face is so close to the painting right now, I'm worried that you're gonna see my hot mess of a face. I feel like I haven't been outside all day, I feel like a little goblin hanging around in my cave. The one eye is a bit squintier than the other one. But that's probably fine. It doesn't really matter. No, this is my phone microphone. It's just my phone. It's my it's an iPhone. What's it? An iPhone SE. That's what it is. I mean I haven't listened to what the audio quality is at all, so I'm gonna go later and give it a listen for as much as I can stand. For as long as I can stand my own voice and just check how it was. But if you told me it's good, that's super great. I'm really happy. I was worried that there would be some like static noise when I'm not talking. But you guys haven't complained about that, so I figure it's been fine. I'm adding some white gouache to the parts that I want a little bit brighter, just to touch it up a little bit. Not too much. The reason I got this iPhone and not a newer iPhone when I bought it, it's only a year old now, is that I like the size. Like I think like modern phones are so big, and I want to be able to put it comfortably in my pocket. And I don't really need a big screen for anything. I want to be able to reach with my thumb all over the screen. So yeah, I've been really pleased with this phone actually. Really happy with it. It had a problem with the home button. It kind of became loose and started squeaking a little bit, but I got it fixed while I still had the warranty, and it's been fine since then. Okay, very low hum is totally fine. Yeah, it's super good. I'm gonna add some white on this rim where or on the edge here where the light might be bouncing off. I'm really getting too like picky with how this looks, but I'm having a lot of fun painting, so just gonna do some final touches to it, then it's done. Let's see. Painting like this makes me think that I'm stupid for not painting more, but it's always so hard to get started, and I want a good idea, and yeah, that's how it is. I always think that I'm not good enough to paint anything. Oh god. Oops. So these little stars are really pretty. I'm gonna add the like the eye shine or whatever, and I'm gonna use my tiniest little brush, my tiny little brush to do that. It's like, if you can see this, it has like 2 hairs or something. It's so small. So I'm just gonna poke the eyes a little bit with some white. To put in this eye shine here. Not too much at all, just a little bit. To make them look real. I messed up a little bit, but I think it's gonna be alright. Oh, perfect. Chef kiss. Was it chef kiss? Chef kiss, yes. That's what I'm doing right now. Just that little dot, or those 2 little dots of white, just makes it so much better. Can add some on a little bit of white on the waterline as well, to make the eye look a little bit wet, which it is, really. It's a little wet eye. Just oops, that's too much. A little dot of white. There we go. Look at him. Super cute cheetah guy. And some on the nose. There we go, there we go. I think that's looking pretty great. And I'm gonna add the white outline to the face, or to the head, that I wanted to add, and then it's gonna be done. It's gonna be completely done. I'm not gonna touch it more, because I'm gonna mess it up if I do. And I'm fine with how it looks at the moment. So for doing the outline, I'm gonna use I have this liner brush, which is pretty small, but also very long, and it holds a lot of paint, even though it's small. And it's great for painting long lines. And I don't have the steadiest hand, so yeah, I usually mess up. But I'll try my best to do this properly. Let's see, let's go. I'm gonna keep my hand in the middle of the view now, but I think you guys will survive, and you can look at the final thing a little when I'm done. Oh god. This is really scary as well, because I don't know if I'm gonna fuck it up. I mean, mess it up. Sorry. Still not sure if I'm allowed to swear on here. But it just happens. I'm super innocent, but that swearing, it just comes out of me from nowhere. Trying to make his head look furry by making little horizontal lines instead of just going across it, but I'm not sure that it's gonna show up when it dries, but you might as well try. Let's see what it looks like. Oh shit, I mean crap. So I think I'm gonna finish this almost for midnight here, which is it's good timing. Are you guys still awake or are you sleeping? Quite close to sleep, yes. Me too. Me too. I'm getting really tired. I'm so close to finishing this. And then I'm going to bed. I might check Twitter from bed, or in bed though. But still. Doesn't count. It's basically sleeping anyways. I'm just gonna go over this edge again, because it dried a little bit transparent. And I want it to be nice and opaque and white. It really looks nice with the white outline, I think. Yeah, that was a good plan indeed. A good plan indeed to do that. I wish this gouache was more opaque. I wish it was super opaque. Nice and white, like when it's wet, super wet, it was super white, but then it dries and it becomes a little bit opaque. But I think that looks really nice. Super nice, super nice. I feel like I've been saying the same things over and over for the last 3 hours. Haven't done this much talking in days. So yeah, I'm scared to add whiskers because even my finest little brush won't give me whiskers that fine, I think. I mean, I can try and wipe it off quickly if it doesn't look good. Let me try here. It's kind of streaky. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to get good whiskers with this brush at all. Maybe. I don't know if I should try. I don't know if I should try. Does he need whiskers? He has black whiskers. Black whiskers, okay. I need to I really need to reposition myself to be able to do these lines for the whiskers. Here we go. Whoop, no, whoop, whoop. It's not working. My brush is too dry. See, whoop. Oh, here we go, little whiskers. Little whiskers. They're kinda they are kinda broken, like they break up into the lines are kind of break up a little bit, but I think that's fine. Looks like whiskers anyways. I'm really getting tired and loopy. Huh. I think he's done. I'm not gonna add anything else, because then I'm gonna mess it up. So I'll just call this done. I'll reposition it again so that you guys can see. If anyone is still awake, thank you so much for keeping me company while I was painting. Hope you guys enjoy the stream. I had a great time and it was so nice to talk to you and just hang out and paint a little bit. So yeah, I'm just gonna clean my brushes here and then I'm done. Tomorrow probably I'll cut this out and then I'll get the badge laminated. So I don't know how to laminate it, but I'll figure something out. Maybe I'll buy a laminator, like a cheap one. But yeah, this has been really good. Thank you everyone for joining, and I hope that we can hang out in another stream sometime. It would be really fun. I have some paintings planned, so I'll probably stream those. This wasn't at all as scary as I thought it would be, so yeah. Oh, that's perfect. That's really great. Maybe I can see if there is some place here that can laminate my badge for me. But I don't think laminators are that expensive. So maybe I'll get one. But I don't know. We'll see. I have some time to think about it. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining, and I'll see you some other time. Good night, everyone. It's past midnight here, and I'm gonna go to bed. Bye!